guys, welcome to my new video. So today we'll talk about one hell of a Russian bias. So whether you like it or you hate it, you cannot go any other way than two of those. So actually, when you have it, it's fantastic. When you don't have it, you hate players that have it. I used to do that, but I do not do that anymore because I actually found out how awesome feeling is that when you have actually one of those tanks that are just one of a kind, you know, just like this one, T-22 medium. So it's a real Russian blyat, you know. You just want to say when you get it, you want to be Stalin and just say blyat, saka blyat all the time, you know, because it's so goddamn good. It just makes me turn on the Russian anthem when I actually play this tank. It's so good, you know. So what do you need to know about it? So it's in its name. It's medium. So well, it's a pretty good medium in my opinion. So I think that it actually deserves the name of the most overpowered tank in the game, because it actually really is. Well, you maybe don't feel like that when you're playing it. I actually don't, but well, you know, because I'm just an average Joe in the game, you know. So I actually can't have that feeling all the time, you know. But when it just bounces off your back or things like that, you know, you just love it. It's like Death Star, you know. In some cases you hate it, in some cases you love it, but pretty much you actually love it. You love it for the moments that it actually pays off, you know, to have it. So what else do you need to know? So it actually has pretty nice DPM. I actually don't know exactly what number it is, but it's wow, 3311. Wow, so that's a pretty big damage per minute, you know. So the only better tanks that have that actually have better DPM, I think, are SU 12254 and the Tortoise. Those are actually the only better tanks with the better DPM, you know. So it is actually pretty nice, but the only downside of its gun, it's actually its penetration, which is not the greatest. So you might know what is it like if you actually have played T-62 or Object 140, you know. You actually have to get behind the 100, or I mean, you do not have to if you have calibrated shells, but also if they have the armor upgrade like 4% of their armor, so it's not gonna be worth anything, you know, calibrated shells. So that's what you need to know about this gun. So the damage is like 240, I think, or 310 average damage. Yes, it's 310, and average penetration is 240, so it's not actually so much, you know. So that's what you need to know about guns. So reload is like 5.62. Actually, its gun depression is like average Russian gun depression, you know. So it's like 5 degrees down, but I don't know about up. So elevation, I don't know about elevation, but depression is like 5 degrees, so you actually don't have the ability to actually get comfortable if you are like on even not so steep hill, you know. But you should actually play it like any Russian tank, so you are mainly for city areas, you know. So I don't know, for me that suits me the best, because I am I'm the best at urban warfare in World of Tanks Blitz, like with heavies, and that I'm not so much for an open areas because I once I get there, especially in T-22, because everyone wants to kill it because they know how overpowered it is. You actually get hit a lot, when you're not undercover. So that's it. What you need to know about the gun. So armor, it's actually pretty nice. Armor is, let me see, where is it? So armor is like, wow, 230 on the turret. So that's pretty nice because no one actually can penetrate your turret from up close, because it's so ovally shaped, so it's like circular, pretty much like half circle, so the hull is actually 100 at the front. Sides are pretty nice at the turret, 170, but people can actually penetrate you because there's no gun mantlet and such things, and the hull is actually also pretty nice, 80 for a medium tank, and rear is also pretty nice. But the thing that you actually have to pay attention the most is the ammo rack on this tank. So when I die, I mostly die from an ammo rack, or it actually happens to me that every second shot is into ammo rack, I actually think that wargaming should fix that, because I'm not in that majority of players who actually got the tank and got it like for $100. I actually got it for like $5 because I got it in the second crate. I was just, I don't know, let's try it. If we get it, okay. If we don't get it, also okay. So I was like super excited when I first get it. And actually, what hit me the most was like, it was my first battle or second, and boom, ammo rack. So I say to myself, okay, it's gotta be a coincidence, in most of tanks you actually will get ammo rack eventually, and then I go like third or fourth battle and wow, ammo rack again. So that's not cool, because not for me, but for all the people that actually paid it a lot more than me, I just think that it is not fair that you actually get killed so much, not like in skill based, that you are like noob and just rush everywhere, so you get killed in that way, but you actually get killed in a way that is just super stupid, I mean, I know maybe some of you will actually disagree with me, because actually every tank should get ammo racked, and I understand that pretty much, but I actually hate it. In most cases I actually don't die from ammo rack. It stopped happening because I actually started to get in a cover pretty much, and like trying tactics like peekaboo and just go around tanks and circulate them, and things like that. But for the players that are new to the tank like me, actually I think that will get they will get pretty annoyed by the thing that actually they paid so much money, for this tank to be, just to boost their win rate, because they are actually good players. No player that is actually bad, I think, will. I mean, they will buy it, but they will soon give up the game and just go find some other game where you can actually be a real pay to win player. That there is no skill based. I think that most players actually hate, as me, that people just get it. They get tanks, they don't know how to play it, and they just annoy the crap out of regular players, players with skills, and that is what is killing actually this game. Many players that I actually knew that were good left the game because of those things, you know. It just irritates the heck out of the people, you know. So I was actually a little bit off target. So yes, that is the thing that you actually have to pay attention the most. That you actually don't get aim wrecked, because with high caliber guns like E100, Jägeru, and FV they will actually almost every time aim wreck you if they shoot you like from the sides, you know, or they actually manage to shoot through your turret, you know. So just make sure that this doesn't happen a lot, because it will just, you know, I was like, in the first couple of days, I don't want to actually play this tank anymore, you know. It just so annoying that you actually get in the battle and one camper actually aim wrecks you, you know. It's so annoying, so I stopped playing it. So I got CDC, and then I actually got back to the T-22 medium. So now I learned a lot how to play it, you know, so that you actually don't need to rush everyone, and that you probably won't win if you rush them, because you will get actually aim wrecked. So one more thing about the armor, it's so trollish, you know. So if you just wiggle a bit, probably most of the shots won't go through, you know. You will get undamaged. Most of them will go through the track. So what's the thing about the T-22 medium? So it is actually made in a similar way as IS-7. So you won't be able to use your heat on T-22 medium on sides. You will be actually able to use it just like on the turret, on front, and on the rear. Why not on the sides? Because it actually has a pretty much spaced armor. So that's, you know, screwed up when you're shooting it. Actually, you have no red area around the tank, and then boom, it doesn't go through, you know. Why? Because you actually shot through that spaced armor, and it didn't go through, you know. That's just how spaced armor works. So it's basically like heat shells have actually liquid metal inside of them. So when you actually get through the tank, it just gets like injected. So you can imagine injection like when you get vaccine into your body. So it works like that, you know. You get injected liquid inside your body. So that also happens when you actually shoot heat on your enemy, you know. So when what does happen when it hits spaced armor? So it also injects sorry so the liquid or the metal is also injected through the spaced armor, but by the time it actually reaches the main armor, it mostly get cooled, you know. So it's just like a little pieces of metal that are hitting the tank, not like an injection of hot metal. So it works like that. So that's the reason why actually you won't be able to hit tank with heat ammunition that has spaced armor. So next we have speed. It's pretty much nice. So it's like 55 forward and reverse 20. So you actually can get to the key positions in the game pretty much easily, you know. And average speed is 34, so that's okay. So that's actually pretty much I have to explain to you about the tank. So now we will actually watch some replays that I made. So they are not pretty much OP replays, but it just shows you that if I can do such things in T-22 medium, so you can also do it, you know. So let's watch to the replays. Hello guys, welcome back to the replays. So as I said, these are not like OP replays, you know. They're just I don't know, like no normal replays, just to show you that if I could do like 2k or 3k damage on T-22 medium, so you actually can do it a lot more, you know, a lot more damage. So these are not like them, these are like my regular games, you know, not like master games or anything else, but like second class master, you know. So I probably made quite few mistakes in here, but you know, just like I will just show you how you actually should play it. So as I went to the city, here, you know, it's like a city tank, you know, not just, I don't know, like a tank that should go over the fields and everything, like it when where you can actually get into bumps, where you actually cannot use your abilities properly, you know. So what should you do in this tank? So you should definitely, you know, spot in this tank, do everything as a medium and light tanks do, you know, but you should act like a heavium, you know, because you actually are a heavium. So you should actually see what I want to say right now. You saw that Amorek. It happens every time. So you actually, this is one mistake that I did. So you actually have to pay attention that you don't get hit as often, you know, on the sides, because the sides are vulnerable very much for the Amorek, you know. So that's one thing you should know. So another thing that you actually should know is that you should push like a heavy with your team, because you are basically a heavium, as I said. So do not be afraid of other heavies, because you actually have better DPM, and if you're not like against 5 heavies, you shouldn't be afraid, you know, because if you wiggle a lot, they actually won't be able to hurt you as much as they would as you wouldn't wiggle, you know. So another thing is that you should actually stay on the flat terrain, you know, not like going on terrain like in mines, you know. You should actually, in mines you should go left. Why? Because there is a much more flat terrain than like on the hill, you know. Let BC and other tanks do their, you know, spotting, and you actually should go join heavies to clear the way, so you can actually go behind enemy tank destroyers and things like that, you know. So in this replay I will actually show you how to play T-22 medium when you are actually forced to go into hills, you know. So what did we do here? So all of our mates went with me, and our heavies went to left. So this turned out to be a good decision. Why? You will see in the following. So we actually spotted E50M, Sheridan, and Object 140. So these are all dangerous opponents, you know. These are not like they actually all have unique things, you know. Object 140 has DPM, Sheridan has missiles, and E50M has armor. So it's like the best medium on the tier 10 besides T-22. So what did I do here? So I actually took down the Sheridan and went for E50M. Why? Because if I didn't take out that Sheridan, he would be much more of a threat for a win for our team, you know. Then we have actually that rule which says us that we actually should take out the low HP tank. So I did that. So that was the reason why we won. You know, I mean, we would probably win that game also, but you know, it just do as the rule says and you will actually probably win. So what is the problem for them now? I mean, they will definitely lose, but the main problem is that actually they had all three mediums going to the side where our mediums were, you know. So that was the big problem. Why? Because they actually maybe could stand a chance if you know, they like had one medium there, so they could actually spot us and kill us, because we all were like pretty much low hit points, you know. So that's also a problem. That's why I actually always say to my mediums that one of them should go with heavies. You know, if anything goes wrong, I don't know, if there is like three mediums of us, so we will die, but they will have the greater chance for a winning. You know, so that's exactly what happened in their team. You know, they didn't win because probably if they had like Sheridan there or any other tank, they might actually win, because we actually, I don't know about other tanks, but I was actually pretty much low HP, you know. So that's actually it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. You know what to do: like, subscribe, and share if you like my content. So uh goodbye, guys, and have a good day. What Blitz Stream Team out.